Shalom, 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 Israel. First, giving honor to the Most High and His Son, Yahawashi. Today's class, patience. Stay focused on the power. This is a walk, not a sprint. A lot of us get into the truth, man, and we just can't wait to get to the street corners to cast down the white man and get rah with the sisters walking around in the pants and
that's right.
Excuse me. Telling the brothers put the weed down and so on and so forth. That we don't take the time to really learn Christ. Learn what we need to do. Learn how to see Christ. Learn how to truly be a brother, learn how to truly be a sister, learn how to truly be a husband, learn how to truly be a wife. We just flying off the handles, we rushing. Some of us got 30 plus years of being in the world that we got to get up off of us. That ain't gonna happen overnight, man.
That's right.
So remember, man, have patience. Well, let's get right into it. Give me Romans 15:4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
What was the purpose?
Were written for our learning.
See, this is for your learning. To learn, you have to take the time to process and digest the information. Instead of just trying to have the immaculate precept package so you go to the street corner and cast down everything. That same precept we pulling on the corner is the same precept that's condemning us because we ain't living our life. Thus say the Most High. We so ready to jump off the porch that we ain't got the proper tools. We ain't got the proper tutelage. We ain't got the proper knowledge. And that's because of the rhetoric that was brought before us. It's because of the people that have established themselves as elders and leaders in Israel that are continuing to push that defiled bread. Still got brothers not knowing who they are. Still got brothers not being themselves in the truth. Sisters as well. But again, he says this was written for our what, bro?
For our learning.
Read.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures.
That we through what?
Through patience.
Through what?
Through patience.
Through what?
Through patience.
Through patience. Taking our time. Because you may have read it one time, and this is what it say. And you read it again and your mind is blown because you ain't even catch it.
That's right.
You read it a third time, you even more flabbergasted because you ain't even catch it. He say through patience. Through patience. Taking your time. You don't go in the kitchen and turn everything on 400 plus and expect everything to turn out good, do you? No. Things don't taste well unless they what? They take their time, they cook through the proper time. Well, right now, you baking yourself. You baking yourself to be that perfect cake. Soft, moist, done, not dry around the edges. Everything is perfect. It takes time. That takes patience. Right? You're trying to make yourself the best version of yourself. Well, that takes time. In the world, you in sports, you're not just gonna jump off the porch and immediately you Randy Moss.
That's right.
Get on the court immediately. You Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, so on and so forth. Nah, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes hard work. And it takes dedication and diligence. But just because now I know I'm supposed to wear my fringes, I know women's supposed to be in the dress, man, I got everything. We still not truly loving on our brothers and our sisters, hell, let alone loving on ourselves, man.
That's right.
He say through patience, read.
Through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Let's get that hope, man. Let's get that faith. Let's get that steadfastness in the truth, man. Let's get that steadfastness for the Most High and the Son, man. Let me get Galatians 6 and 9. Let me get that with you. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing.
He said, let us not be weary in well doing. Let us not be weary in this work that we're putting in. Let us not be weary in the time it takes to get your studying in, and the time it takes to get your reading in. Let us not be weary. Read.
For in due season we shall reap.
For in what?
For in due season we shall reap.
Through the patience and comfort of the scriptures.
In due season.
In due season, meaning when that time arrives. So if that time ain't tomorrow, if that time ain't next week, if that time ain't 6 weeks from now, it say, 6 years from now, it say in due season. Read.
We shall reap.
We shall what?
We shall reap.
We shall what?
We shall reap.
We shall reap. And you're going to gain that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding that you're seeking. You're going to gain the things that you need from the Most High to be that better version of yourself. To be that better version of yourself, sister. Be that better version of yourself, brother. For you to be able to be that true light, that true example. Read.
We shall reap if we faint not.
If we what?
If we faint not.
If we stay steadfast in the walk. If we continue to pay attention and monitor what's going on. The bread that we taking in, the water that we taking in, the company that we keep, the things that's being said, the things that's not being said, how we operate, how you thinking. You taking into consideration all of these things, man. That patience, man. That patience is going to reveal everything. Give me Psalms 37:1. The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 1. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
So when you see that, okay, man, I've been in this walk, man, for 3-4 years, man, and it just seemed like things ain't working, man, but the brother over here, he just been wilding in the world, man, getting this, that, and the third, and so on and so forth, man. Your mind ain't focused on what you need to do. That means you ain't paid attention that, okay, there may be something that I'm not doing. There may be something I'm doing too much of. There may be something I'm not doing enough of. There may be something that I have going on in my life that's holding me back from the next level. That's keeping me from gaining that next level. That's keeping me from growing. That's that self-examination. Right? It takes patience. It don't just happen like that. Remember, some of us 30 plus years in the world, we got to get all of that up off of us. Remember he said, come as little children. You got to start over. Reprogram your mind with righteousness and get that filth and darkness out of there. Read.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord.
What did he say?
Trust in the Lord.
What we need to do?
Trust in the Lord.
Read.
And do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed.
He said, man, trust in the Lord, man. Continue to stay steadfast, and the things that you need will arrive in due season.
Right.
Read.
Delight thyself also in the Lord.
He said, do what?
Delight thyself also in the Lord.
Bask in the light. Read.
And he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
He say, be diligent, stay steadfast, and you will receive the desires of thine heart, man, wit in righteousness. Give me James 1 and 2. Read that, bro.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 2. My brethren, count in all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith.
That the what?
That the trying of your faith.
Read.
Worketh patience.
Worketh what?
Worketh patience.
Worketh what?
Worketh patience.
He said, man, that trying of your faith, it worketh that patience, man. Right? Because some of us, we so quick to fly off the handle because things ain't going the way that we want them. Things ain't going how we need them to go right then in this moment. Maybe that walk ain't for you right then and there. Maybe how it's operating ain't how you want it to be, but it's operating how it need to be, for there is a learning lesson within this situation. He say, take it all as joy, man. Count this as continuing to build that foundation and stand on to get higher and higher and higher. To get closer and closer and closer to that door. to get closer and closer and closer to that light. Read through again.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Read.
But let patience have her perfect work.
He said, let what?
Let patience have her perfect work.
So that patience is going to equate to perfect work. If something is perfect, there's no blemishes. There's no issues. There's no problems.
Right.
There's no spots. There's no blots. He said that patience is going to have that perfect work, because you having that patience, you're taking the time to sift out all of the BS, sift out all of the negative thoughts, sift out all of the characteristics and the ways of that old man and that old woman. Read.
That you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
He said, man, that you may be perfect, that you may be perfect, that you are gaining that perfection. That's what you're working towards. That's what that patience gives you. You're not just going to get that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Again, we have umpteen years of darkness that we got to get up off of us. It's not going to change at the drop of a dime. It's not going to change at the flip of a switch. It's not going to change because you want it to change right then and there. It takes time. Patience, patience, patience. Remember, anything worth having, you have to build up to it. Because by then, you have grown to appreciate what has happened, what is going on. That's one thing we lacking in Israel, is appreciation. Because we want things right then and there, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. Well, that's how the Most High wanted you to act, but did he get it right then, right then?
Bring it out.
Nah, it took us having to get kicked in our chest for us to realize, okay, this ain't what it is. And for some of us, we still get kicked in our chest right now. That patience, man. That patience, it gives that perfect work. Let's go back. Psalms 37:4.
Psalm chapter 37 and verse 4. Delight thyself also in the Lord.
He said, have that patience which worketh that perfect work. Read.
And he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Read.
Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him.
What did he say?
Trust also in him.
That trust is going to be built through that patience, through that guidance, through that walk. Read.
And he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring it forth, thy righteousness, as the light.
As the what?
As the light.
Read.
And the judgment as the noonday.
Read.
Rest in the Lord.
He say what?
Rest in the Lord.
He say take your time and rest in the Lord. Read.
And wait patiently for him.
And do what?
And wait patiently for him.
Read.
Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked device to pass.
See, man, this is the thing. It says to rest and to wait patiently. Because again,
right,
we want things right now, right now, right now, right now. Well, the Most High wanted you to get your life in order to get things moving, to follow the law, to be that brother, to be that sister, to be that example. But you ain't do it right then and right there. So again, man, rest in the Most High. Lean on the Most High and His Son. Gain the knowledge that's needed to help you grow. Gain that understanding that's needed to help you grow. Gain that wisdom that's needed to help you grow, so you can pass that on to the next brother, so you can pass that on to the next sister, so you can be that example. Again, call back to the previous class. What kind of example are you? How is your example? Is it for the light or is it for the darkness? Read 7 again, bro.
Verse 7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way.
He said, man, don't be looking and getting envious over these things, man. Stick to your walk. Stick to what the Most High got you going through. Stick to the steps that are ordered for you. Read.
Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Give me James 1 and 4. Let's go back. He say, rest in the Lord, man. Wait patiently for him. Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work.
He say, let patience have her perfect work. He say, wait on the Most High patiently. Read.
That ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God.
He say, if you lack that wisdom, ask of God. Remember that patience is going to lead you down to the wisdom. That diligent walk, that diligent inquest, these things that you are getting lined up in order are going to lead you to that perfection, that wisdom that you need, that knowledge that you need, the understanding that you need. Read.
That giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith.
But let him what?
But let him ask in faith.
He say, but let him ask in faith. Remember, it said, trust in the Lord, right? Read.
Nothing wavering.
Not what?
Nothing wavering.
He say, man, trust and rest in the Most High, man. He say, nothing wavering. Read.
For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
So if you're not waiting and trusting in the Most High, man, you're getting tossed to and fro by every conversation, by every outing that you have, by every type of what's the word I'm looking for, company that you keep, the defiled bread that you're eating, that foul water, the wine of Babylon that you're drinking, man, being tossed to and fro. You're not waiting patiently on the Most High. You're not being diligent. You're not sticking and resting in the Most High. He said, how are you going to give it to you if you're not being patient? You want things right then, right there, right then, right there, when you want it, when you need it. It's going to come in due season. When it's time for you to be able to appreciate it. When it's time for you to be able to deal with it. When it's time for you to be able to handle it. Read.
A double-minded man.
A what?
A double-minded man.
Read.
Is unstable in all his ways.
Man, and that's what we're dealing with right now. Still to this day, man, we got brothers and sisters that's double-minded. Playing the fence. 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out. It's time, man. It's time to get locked in wholeheartedly, man. Let's go back and give me Isaiah 40 and 31.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord.
He say, but they that wait upon the Lord, but they that have patience, but they that rest within the Most High, read.
Shall renew their strength.
Shall what?
Shall renew their strength.
Read.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary.
He say that shall what?
They shall run and not be weary.
Remember, he say, wavereth not. Read.
And they shall walk and not faint.
That's because you have that trust in the Most High, man. Your foundation is becoming more and more solid. It's no longer it's no longer hay. It's no longer mud. It's no longer ash. It's that solid stone, that brick, that mortar. Go back. Psalm 7 and 12.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 7. Rest in the Lord.
Read.
And wait patiently for him.
He say, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Read.
Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Read.
Cease from anger.
What did he say?
Cease from anger.
See, man, that's one thing that we dealing with a lot in Israel too. We flying off the handle immediately. Not taking nothing in, not examining nothing. We just jumping right out. A thou wow out the gate. Not having patience to really pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
How to truly speak and deal with your brother. How to truly speak and deal with your sister. We just rah, 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 rah. Read.
Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off.
He say for what?
For evildoers shall be cut off.
So that lack of patience and that lack of trust and that lack of faith is equated in that evil doing. Read.
But those that wait upon the Lord.
But those that have patience. Read.
They shall inherit the earth.
They shall what?
They shall inherit the earth.
Read.
For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place.
He say, thou shalt diligently Diligently. Where your diligence at, Israel? Where your faith at, Israel? Where your patience at? That rest, trusting in the Most High. Diligently consider. Read.
And it shall not be, but the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just.
He said the wicked will plot against the just. That happiness that you have is going to be a brother that's upset because you got something he ain't got. It's going to be a brother very envious and very covetous of what you got. There's going to be a brother very envious and very covetous of the growth in your speed. The speed of your growth and how close you are to the Most High versus how far away he is from him, and vice versa for the sisters. Read.
And gnatch upon him with his teeth.
Let's touch on that. Give me Psalms 18 and 2. Psalms 18 and verse 2. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 18 and verse 2.
When you got that type of situation going on, when you have those type of spirits around you, if you're waiting patiently on the Most High, if you're being diligent in your work, you're being diligent in your faith, you're trusting in the Most High, read, bro, what's going to happen?
The Lord is my rock.
You say what?
The Lord is my rock.
Read.
And my fortress.
And my what?
And my fortress.
Read.
And my deliverer. My God. My strength. In whom I will trust.
And what?
In whom I will trust.
Read.
My buckler.
That shield. Read.
And the horn of my salvation. And my high tower.
Man, that's what you get through that patience. That's what you get through that trust, through that faith. You get your protection needed to be able to deal with what's going on. That's going to lead you into that due season where you reap your reward. This is where that patience comes from, man. Staying locked in on the Most High, staying focused on the game plan, man. And that's getting your house in order.
That's right.
That's getting your life in order according to how the Most High wants and need it to be for you. Remember, this is not a sprint. Coming out the blocks, you ain't gonna do nothing but gas yourself out. And pretty soon you hating on your brother. Got an evil and malice spirit towards your sister. Taking in and eating on defiled bread. You done talked yourself into a situation where now you look at your brother as your enemy.
That's right.
All because you did not take the time to have that patience to get you to where you need to be versus where you thought or where you think you need to be. Remember, man, the steps are, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. But in due season, you will reap your reward. Now, whether that reward be of death or whether that reward be of life, it's up to you. What's your patience like? What's your faith like? What's your life like? Let's go back. Psalms 37 and 12.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 12. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnatch upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him.
The what?
The Lord shall laugh at him.
He said the Lord gonna laugh at him because, again, he's your buckler. He's your fortress, your high tower. Read.
The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming.
That destruction is coming for that brother or that sister that lack patience. That brother or that sister that's envying and coveting after the growth of the next brother or sister. That's envying and coveting after the things that their brother or sister have. The connection and the strength between him and his God. Read.
The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken.
He say it's going to be turned against him. That wicked and foul and malice spirit you have is going to be turned against you. You're going to end up eating your own residue. Let's go and get more of that. Give me Proverbs 1 and 31. Let's see where this is coming from. Proverbs 1 and 31. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way.
He said they was going to do what?
Eat the fruit of their own way.
Hold that. Let's go back. The verse 37, chapter 37, verse 15 again.
Psalm 37 and 15. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken.
Let's go back. Proverbs 1 and 31 again.
Proverbs 1 and 31. Therefore, they shall eat of the fruit of their own way.
He said they were going to eat of the fruit of their own way. So that discourse, that malice, that the evilness that they're trying to bring about, that they're trying to gnash their teeth on, it's going to be turned back on them. But for that to happen, you got to have the patience, the faith, and trust in the Most High. You got to continue to walk your walk as the Most High is ordering your steps. Read.
And be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them.
Read.
But whosoever hearkeneth unto me.
But whoso hearken unto the Most High, unto the voice, that whoso be trusting and resting in the Most High, and patiently have that guidance. Read.
Shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil.
He say, shall dwell safely. Remember, the Most High said, I am your buckler, your fortress, that high tower. This is how you get this. This is how you're able to have no problems, no issues, no cares, because you know you locked in, you got it. Let's go back. Psalms 37 and verse 15.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 15. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and the bow shall be broken.
They're going to eat the fruit of their own doing, their own devices. Read.
A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked.
He say the little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Ain't no profit. Ain't no profit. There's no happiness, there's no guidance, there's no love, there's no protection, there's no nothing. Read.
For the arms of the wicked shall be broken.
He say for the what?
For the arms of the wicked shall be broken.
Read.
But the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever.
Read.
They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied.
They shall be what?
Shall be satisfied.
Because of that patience, man. That patience is going to guide you to where you need to be. In due season, you shall reap what you are needing to have. The knowledge you are supposed to have. The growth you are supposed to have. The understanding you are supposed to have. You will be satisfied. Read.
But the wicked.
But the what?
But the wicked.
Read.
Shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lamb. They shall consume into smoke. Shall they consume away?
Man, that's literally the same thing that you just read in Proverbs 1 and 31. But you gotta have that patience, man. That patience is gonna lead you to where you need to be. Remember, we all didn't have a situation, man. Yeah, man, you know what? I was at the right place at the right time. Or I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now,
that's
you was
right.
At the right place at the right time because you had to get your just due. Whether it be of good or whether it be of evil. In due season, you shall reap. Keep that in mind, Israel. In due season, you shall reap. So what you going to be reaping? You're going to be reaping that vineyard of grapes. Or you're going to be reaping that vineyard of thorns and thistles. Give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 56. Let me get there with you. Read that, bro.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 56. The sting of death is sin.
And that, remember, you're going to reap it. You're going to eat the fruit of your doing. So if you're sowing those seeds of discourse, if you have not having that faith in the Most High, you're not having that trust, you're not having that patience, man, it's going to lead to that sting of death. Read.
The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, which giveth us victory through our Lord Yahawashi. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast.
Be what?
Be ye steadfast.
Read.
unmovable.
What?
Unmovable.
Read.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
He said that your labor is not in vain. That patience, man, that time that you putting in, that sacrifices that you're making, in due season, you're going to reap your reward. Be unmoved. Be steadfast. Trust in the Most High, man. Give me Psalms 37 and 20.
Psalms chapter 37 and verse 20. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away. The wicked burn, and pass not again. But the righteous sheweth mercy, and giveth. For as such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth.
Hello, he say those that are blessed of him, those that have that patience, those that have that trust, those that are waiting patiently, that are diligently searching and seeking, increasing, changing the things that they need to change, washing their mind, man, repenting, wholeheartedly seeking the light of Christ, man, trying to knock on the door. Read it again, verse 21.
Verse 21. The wicked burn, and payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth mercy, and giveth. For as such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off.
Shall be what?
Shall be cut off.
Shall be what?
Shall be cut off.
Again, man, you're going to reap the fruit of your doings. You are going to be cut off. Cut off. Think about it, Israel. How your life feeling right now? What type of example are you leading? Does it seem like you're not getting anywhere? Does it feel like there's no growth? Does it feel like there's no change? Have you been self-examining? Have you really been seeking, trying to be the better version of yourself? Or have you just been sitting there without putting no work in, expecting to reap a benefit? This is what leads to being cut off. This is what leads to that. Read.
For as such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man.
The what?
The steps of a good man.
Read.
Are ordered by the way the Lord. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way.
He say those steps are ordered by the Most High, man. Be patient. Have that trust. Have that faith. Be patient. Read.
Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down.
He say, though he fall, he will not be utterly cast down. Read.
For the Lord upholdeth him with his hand.
And that's the steps of that good man. But let's get more on. I want to touch on something. Give me Romans 14 and 22. Because this is part of that patience. Romans 14, verse 22.
The book of Romans, chapter 14 and verse 22. Hast thou faith?
He say what?
Hast thou faith?
Read.
Have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he allowed.
He say, happy is he that condemneth not himself. Because now he knows, man, the faith. Now he knows the patience of that actual walk. Read.
And he that doubteth is damned.
He said what?
And he that doubteth is damned.
He said he that doubted. So if you don't have that trust, if you don't have that faith in the Most High for that walk that you lead in, that patience, that you are going to get what you need in due season, he say, he that doubteth, read.
He that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith.
Because he what?
Eateth not of faith.
So because he eat not of faith, what's going to happen?
For whatsoever is not of faith is sin.
Is what?
Is sin.
And that's why you receive that sting of death. That patience, man. That trust. It goes a long way. Versus trying to hop out the porch, man, and just get it in. We look at things, man, as if I got to get it now. I need it now. Now. But yet, what was that same energy when the Most High was saying that?
That's right.
What was that same energy when we needed brothers and sisters to be on one accord so we can get what we need, be what we need? Wouldn't be in the predicament if we would have all been on one accord. So now it's time, man, to take that patience. Learn. Get as much information as needed. Grow. Become the best version of yourself. It's not just for your benefit, but for your family, for your brothers, for your sisters, for your God, man. Being that light, man. If we are the emissary of the Most High, man, we are supposed to be different. We're supposed to show that difference. We're supposed to show that light. Give the other nations something to be able to look at, like, you know what? This is the perfection of beauty.
That's right.
But yeah, we still scrabbling. We still squabbling and got that hatred in our heart. We still rushing, trying to get things, and we ain't got nowhere. Brothers want to be Mr. Precept or Proverb or get on the street with his precept package, but ain't got no knowledge of the precepts he pulled.
That's right.
Ain't lived not a scripture that he pulled out. But quick to snatch the mic and get out there and get the rah. It's time, man. Take that patience, man. Grow. Get the information you need. Because again, we've got umpteen years of darkness that we got to get off of us. Some more than others, some less than others. But either way, you got to get it up off of you. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to miraculously just, boom, this is what it is. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes trust. It takes that faith. That diligence. Matter of fact, read it again, bro. Verse 22.
Verse 22. Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he allowed.
He say, happy is he because he's going to reap his benefit in due season. Because the steps of that good man was ordered by the Lord.
That's right.
Hey.
And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith.
For whatsoever is not of faith. For whatsoever does not have that trust. For whatsoever is not waiting patiently, read.
Is sin.
Is what?
Is sin.
Man. What more? What more do you need, man? What more guidance do you need? They say, man, this was written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have hope. So again, where your hope at? Where your faith at?
Bring it up.
Where your patience at?
That's right.
Where that diligence at? Let's go back. Matter of fact, Sirach 2 and 1.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
He say, if you coming to serve the Lord, man, read.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Remember, it said that for that patience worketh, that perfect work, right? Read.
Set thy heart upright and constantly endure.
And do what?
Set thy heart upright.
He say, set your mind aright. Meaning have that mind focused on the Most High. Focused on the Son. Focus on what you need to do for your steps to be ordered. Focus on what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. Read.
And constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him.
Do what?
Cleave unto him.
Do what?
Cleave unto him.
It's time, man, to start cleaving unto the Most High, man. That's that trust. That's that patience. That's that faith. Read.
And depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end.
That they may what?
Be increased at thy last end.
In due season, right, Op?
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Read.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Do what?
For whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
It say, take cheerfully. Read.
And be patient.
And be what?
And be patient.
And be what?
And be patient.
It say, take it cheerfully and be patient. Remember, if your walk is in accordance with the light, you have somebody that's your protection. You have somebody that's your fortress. You have somebody that's your high tower. You have somebody that's your buckler, your shield. You ain't got no problems. You ain't got no issues. You ain't got no worries. Because how it need to end is how it's going to end for you. But y'all ain't trying to hear that though. Y'all want it now. It's my money. I need it now.
That's right.
Some of y'all may not get that. Read, bro.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire.
For what?
For gold is tried in the fire.
Remember, again, man, we've been living our lives wicked up until this point. Talking crazy. Thinking crazy. Operating crazy. So we're going to have to be tried through that fire. All of them impurities, all of that wickedness, man, is going to have to be burnt away for that pureness to be. In the world, you ain't just have any and everybody around you. You ain't just was rocking with any and everybody. Nah, them people showed themselves approved. They was their gold tried in the fire. You knew exactly who was riding when it was time to ride and who was running when it was time to ride. You knew who exactly was about what they say and who exactly was talking out the side of their neck. You knew who exactly was there for you or who was going to be there for you, and you know who was going to leave you high and dry.
That's right.
Read, bro.
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
He say acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Acceptable men. So who are you acceptable to? You want that acceptance from the Most High. You want that acceptance from the Son. Remember, those steps are well ordered. A good man. He say acceptable through that furnace. Read.
Believe in him.
He say do what?
Believe in him.
So believing in him is another way of saying trust. Is another way of saying faith. Is another way of having that patience. He say believe in him. Read.
And he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him.
He say order your way aright and trust in him. You cannot do nothing. You can't do anything without faith. You can't do anything without faith. There's no growth without faith. There's no change without faith. And again, without that faith, the work is sin. But y'all ain't trying to hear that though. Y'all want it when you need it, when you got it, when you gotta have it right now. It don't work that way. If it did, we'd already be established. We'd already have everything set up. We'd already be governing the world, and we'd be running like the Most High need us to. But newsflash, ain't nothing changed. Because we still got brothers and sisters without faith. We still got brothers and sisters still with that malice and darkness looming over their head. We still got brothers and sisters that ain't got no patience. They can't wait on the Most High. They can't diligently put their brick in. Always gotta have undermine the guidance of the leadership. Always gotta have an issue with the brothers that's there 24/7, 24/8, putting the brick in, being that living sacrifice. But you got an issue with these brothers. Where was you at? Where your brick at? Where your accolades at? Because I know I ain't missed nothing, so where you been at?
That's right.
But we always got something to say about something, and we ain't got no hat, no coin, no dog in the fight. So where your patience at? Where your trust at? Read, bro.
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Lest ye what?
Lest ye fall.
He say, man, have that fear, man. It's gonna keep you on that straight and narrow. Read.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him.
He say, do what?
But ye that fear the Lord, believe in him.
He say, ye that fear the Lord, believe in him. So if you don't fear the Lord, you ain't believing in it.
Right. That's right.
Ain't no faith, ain't no trust, ain't no patience. You ain't trying to wait on nothing. You want it to happen now. Y'all ain't trying to hear it though. Read.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail.
And your what?
Reward shall not fail.
In due season, right? You gonna reap.
And your reward shall not fail.
Read.
Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord?
He say, look at the generations of old and see. Did ever they trust in the Lord? I can count. It's so many times I can't count on my hand that Israel did wicked in the sight of the Lord back in the captivity. Issues, problem. Situation after situation, coming up on the short end of the stick. Murmuring, lies, backbiting, death, murder, hatred. These are the examples that was given, bro, for us not to fall in that path. For us to patiently gain the knowledge and understanding we need so we don't turn out like that.
Right.
Read, bro.
Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
Everybody that trusted in the Lord was not confounded. Everybody that trusted in the Lord gained what they needed. In due season, they reap their reward. Read.
And did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Man, what more? What more? You got example after example after example of brothers and sisters that were steadfast, that were unmoved, that was upright, called on the Lord, and things happened the way it needed to.
Right.
Eye salve was applied. Veils was lifted. Minds was washed. Minds have changed. Growth is seen. Love, full effect. Read verse 11.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sin.
And what?
And forgiveth sin.
Read.
And saveth in the time of affliction.
He said, man, he's going to do his end of the bargain as long as you uphold your end of the bargain. So where your patience at?
Right.
Where your trust at? Where your faith at? What your walk like? What your mind like? What your life like? Is it lining up with this? Is it showing these examples to be true? Or are you one of the ones that's going in due season reap that death? In due season reap that vineyard of thorns and thistles. Let's go back. Psalms 37 and 27.
Psalm chapter 37 and verse 27. Depart from evil.
What did he say, do?
Depart from evil.
It's time, man, to depart from evil. It's time to change your mind. It's time to truly repent, man, and start loving the Most High and His Son. Read.
And do good, and do well forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
Shall be what?
But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
That's exactly the same thing we read in 22.
Right.
If you are not upholding the end of the bargain, again, he say all that the Lord said we will do, right? So having that patience, having that faith is part of that. Diligently seeking the gain to increase to be the best version of yourself. That's part of that. Truly wholeheartedly loving on your brothers and sisters. Loving the Most High and His Son. That's part of that. Remember, patience worketh that perfect work.
Right.
Why would you not want to be perfect? What's so wrong about being perfect? You wanted all A's in school, though, didn't you? You wanted everything to be nice and neat and perfect in your house, don't you? You want your child to behave and operate perfect, don't you? So why not want to be perfect for the Most High?
Right.
You want that paycheck to come in perfect, right on time, with the right amount of dollars, don't you? And patience, work at that perfect work. Read, bro. Verse 29.
Verse 29. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom.
The mouth of what?
The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom.
Read.
And his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart.
Is in his what?
Is in his heart.
It's locked in his mind, man. He's automatically doing what needs to be done. With no thought, no problem, no issue. Because it's second nature. Read.
None of his steps shall slide.
He say what?
None of his steps shall slide.
Remember, because the steps of that good man are ordered by the Most High. That patience worketh that perfect work. Right. That trust, that faith in the Most High will, in due season, you will reap your just reward. Give me Romans 12 and 2. Let me get there with you, bro. The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. Read that, bro.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
So for you to gain that perfection, for you to have that patience, for you to have that trust, man, you cannot fall trapped to the world. You cannot fall trapped to the darkness. You cannot get pulled out of the light. Stay steadfast and unmoved. Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
But with that patience, that work that you're putting in, comes that renewing of the mind, that transformation of the mind. Read.
That you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
See, through your thought process, through your actions, through how you present yourself, through how you congregate, how you communicate, how you operate with your brothers and sisters, that's going to show that good and perfect work, that good will of the Most High. But through that patience is how it's going to be. Go back. Psalms 37 and verse 34.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 34. Wait on the Lord.
What we need to do?
Wait on the Lord.
What's time for Israel to do?
Wait on the Lord.
Read.
And keep his way.
And do what?
And keep his way.
Read.
And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
He say, when the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. Who trying to get the wickedness cut off from them? Who trying to be perfect? Who trying to be unspotted, unblotted? Who's trying to show that perfect and acceptable will of the Most High? Read.
I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found.
Because it was cut off.
Right.
Without that faith, without that patience, without that trust, there's nothing. You have nothing. Nothing. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to call on to, nothing to grab, nothing that is profitable. Go back and give me Hebrews 10 and 35. Touch on it some more. Let me get there with you first, bro. Hebrews 10 and 35. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience.
For you have what?
For ye have need of patience.
For that need of patience is going to help increase that confidence, that faith, that trust in the Most High, that what you are doing, you are going to reap what you need in due season. Read.
That after ye have done all the will of God.
That after you have done all the will of God, that after you have done your due diligence, read.
Ye might receive the promise.
You might what?
Receive the promise.
In due season, you're going to reap your reward. Who trying to really be the best version of themselves? Who really trying to be a Hebrew Israelite? Who really trying to stand up for the Most High? Who really trying to let their light so shine? Who really trying to love their brothers and sisters? Who really trying to lay it all on the line? Who really trying to show themselves as that sacrifice? It's time, man. That patience worketh that perfect work. Let's go back. No, keep reading, bro. Verse 37.
Verse 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come.
He said, yet a little while, and he that shall come will come. Read.
And will not tarry. Now, the just shall live by faith.
The what?
The just shall live by faith.
The just shall live by faith. Because without that faith, that sting of death is right around the corner. That sin is right around the corner. Read.
But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him.
So if he shall backstep, if he shall backbite, if he shall show himself to be unworthy, show herself to be unworthy, that dark and malice spirit, he say shall have no pleasure in him or her. Read.
But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition.
Who draw back into that sin, man, into that darkness. Read.
But of them that believe.
That what?
That believe.
What that faith is, bro?
That believe.
What that patience is, bro?
That believe.
What about that trust?
That believe.
Read.
To the saving of the soul.
Man, it's time, man.
Right.
What more do you need, man, to light that fire under you, man? To really wholeheartedly try to get your life in order. To really want to be all in. Because, man, look right outside your window. Ain't no love. Ain't no trust. Ain't no patience. Ain't no virtue.
Right.
Ain't no righteousness. Ain't no nothing. But darkness. But lies. Deceit. Anger. Wrath. Hatred. Variance. Emulation. Seditions. Lasciviousness is one of the biggest things you're going to see. Aside from death. So why not want to be perfect? Why not want to take the time to get rid of all of the darkness? Get rid of all the BS. Get rid of all them rocks that you've been holding in your backpack from the 99 and the 2000. Why not? Because again, that patience is going to work that perfect work. So why not want to be perfect? When you put in that work, you are way more appreciative of the end result.
Right.
Because you understand what steps it took to get there. You understood the sacrifice that it took to get there. And that's one thing that Israel just can't seem to grasp at the moment. It's appreciation, man. They just up and expect it to be there. Nah, if that was the case, you would have already been living like the Most High wanted you to, like He up and expected you to do. Let's keep going, dude. Give me Psalms 37 and verse 37.
Psalms chapter 37 and 37. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace.
For what?
For the end of that man is peace.
So a perfect man or woman in the end gains peace?
That's right.
Read it again, bro.
Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace.
So where your peace at, bro? Where your peace at, sis? You good? You got that peace already? But you still got to worry about if you don't get up on time that you going to possibly lose your job. If you don't show up for work, that you very well may be let go. That if you don't get the right amount of hours, you may not be able to pay that rent though. Right. You don't get enough on that paycheck, you may not be able to pay them bills though. Words, problems, issues, situations that all could have been avoided if you took that patience, took the time to trust in the Most High, man, and do your end of your vow. This is walking the light. Renew your mind. Wash the dirty garment. Love the Most High and His Son. And love your neighbor. Because by doing those two things, you're going to automatically uphold the rest of the law. But it seems like that's too hard for Israel, bro. Read 37 again.
37. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace.
Read.
But the transgression shall be destroyed together.
Shall be what?
Shall be destroyed together.
They're going to eat the fruit of their doing. Read.
The end of the wicked shall be cut off.
Bro, in the same chapter, bro, there's 1, 2, 3 different instances of being cut off.
Right.
Bro, what more of a warning do you need? What more of a trumpet needs to be blown? Read, bro.
But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble.
He is what?
He is their strength in the time of trouble.
Read.
And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. And He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them. Because they trust in Him.
Because of what?
Because they trust in Him.
What that faith do?
Because they trust in Him.
What that patience work?
Because they trust in Him.
Bro, what more do you need, man?
Right.
What's left for there to be said, man? I think it's time, Israel, bro, to really pick up this mug and start reading it, man.
Right.
To really start gaining the understanding that you need, which is only going to happen through you reading, through that patience. Because it's not just going to come as soon as you open up the book. Oh, I got the understanding. Nah, it don't work that way. It takes time, man. Some of our minds are so destroyed, are so black, so filthy, that it has to take years of washing. Just like you had to wash that shirt about 4 or 5 times just to get that stain out, you got to wash your mind numerous of times to get that dark stain off. That's where that patience come in, because 7th wash may not be clean. The 30th wash still may not be clean.
Right.
But He said, be steadfast and unmoved, and in due season you're going to reap your reward. Patience, patience, patience. That patience worketh that perfect work. So if you just waited through all the washes, you would have been white as snow, pure. Take these analogies to heart, man. Go back to Sirach, chapter 2, verse 12.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe be to the fearful heart.
He said, woe be to the fearful heart. Woe be to the ones that don't have trust. Woe be to the ones that don't have that faith. Woe be to the ones that have lack in patience. Read.
And faint hand, and the sinner that goeth to ways. Woe to him that is not faint-hearted.
That is what?
That is not faint-hearted.
Oh, he say, woe unto him that is faint-hearted.
So like it. Woe to him that is faint-hearted.
Read.
For he believeth not.
For he what?
For he believeth not.
To be faint-hearted means you have no trust, means you have no faith. He said, destruction unto him that has lack faith. Ain't that the same thing we just read in Romans 14?
Right.
Read, bro.
Therefore shall he not be defended.
Hold up. By him lacking faith, by him not having trust, he is not defended. But yet, we just read in verse 40, in chapter 37, he said, because they trust in him, they were delivered. They were saved. They were protected. Bro, what? Keep reading, bro.
Woe unto you that have lost patience.
He said, woe unto you that have lost patience, man. Right. Destruction unto you, man. Wake up call. Read.
that you will do that.
Read it again, bro.
And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
He say, what will you do when you are caught in the hands of the Most High? What you gonna do? You lack patience. You lack trust. You had no faith. So what's the end outcome? Wait, one, what's that? Two, three. Oh wait, you're gonna be cut off, right? So why not try to get that patience? Try to get that the perfection. Read, bro.
They that fear the Lord.
They that fear, read.
Will not disobey his word. And they that love him will keep his way.
Read.
They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him.
That patience shows that love for the Most High, because now you are listening. You are adhering to the way he say, be patient. Wait on the Most High. Have faith. Trust on the Most High. Read.
They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him. And they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their heart.
Will what?
Will prepare their heart.
Through patience they will gain that preparation. Read.
And humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord, and not into the hands of man.
Remember, man, it said to separate yourselves from that, from the world. Read.
For as his majesty is, so is his mercy.
Man. Israel, I hope you're taking into consideration how important that patience is, how important that trust is, how important that faith in the Most High really is. Versus just thinking because you got that precept package that you got it all. Versus looking at the brothers and the brothers that are established to be the herdsmen of the sheep, thinking that what they doing is easy. That you can do it, man. I will give up the seat to any brute that think he can do what we do on a daily basis. What you say? You can't walk a mile in my shoes, right? Some brothers just want status.
That's right.
Because brothers ain't have status in the world. Somebody trying want to be like Nino Brown, because you wasn't popping in the world, wasn't getting no love, no shine in the streets. Coming to the truth, try to get a seat. That patience, man, that patience. If that's part of your steps, if that's part of your walk, it will happen in due season. Brothers got that vanity on them. Let's go back. Give me James 1:21. Let me get there with you, bro. Book of James, chapter 1:21. Read that, bro.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 21.
Wait, read it again, bro.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 21.
Go.
Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness, and superfluity, and naughtiness, and receive the meekness, the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul.
He said, man, work that patience. Work that patience. Read.
But be ye doers of the word, and be not hearers only.
He say, but do it. Don't just listen. Put into action. Put into play the game that's given. The instruction that's given. The direction that's given. Don't just listen, but do. Read.
Deceiving your own self.
He say what?
Deceiving your own self.
So just hearing it and not putting it into play, you deceiving your own self, thinking you're going to get somewhere and you're not. Read.
For if any be a hearer of the word, and not be a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Hold on, read that again, verse 23.
Verse 23. For if any man be a hearer of the word,
Read
and
it
not
again. Read it again, bro. You're adding words.
For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Read.
For he beholds himself, and goeth his way.
Because he beholdeth himself and goeth his way. He think himself of something and he's nothing. Read.
And straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
Because he got puffed up, because he lacked faith, because he lacked patience, because he had no trust. I want it now. I need it when I need it, how I want it. This ain't Burger King. Read, bro.
But whosoever look into the perfect law of liberty and continue it therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the word.
But a what?
But a doer of the word.
Read.
This man shall be blessed in his deed.
That's what that patience work.
Right.
That's what that trust work. That's what that faith work. In due season. Give me 2 Peter 1 and 11. Matter of fact, give me Psalms 1 and 2 first, and then we'll go 1 Peter 1 and 11. They say, this man shall be blessed in his deed, right? Let me get there with you. Psalms 1 and 2. Book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 2. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night.
That sounds like patience to me. That sounds like taking the time to learn, to gain what needs to be gained, right? Read.
And he shall be like a tree.
So by that brother meditating day and night, taking the time to gain the knowledge and understanding needed, right? To get rid of all of the darkness, all of the filth that has plagued his mind. Read.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water.
So with that faith, with that patience, with that trust, he's going to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Read.
That bringeth forth his fruit in his seed.
Because that tree planted by that water is near its food source, is near its nutrition, is near the life. It's going to produce good fruit. In its season, it's going to reap what needs to be reaped. Read.
His leaf also shall not wither.
He say, you shall be unmoved, you shall be steadfast. Read.
And whatsoever he doeth.
And whatsoever he doeth, read.
Shall prosper.
Everything you will need and will gain in due season. Now give me 2 Peter 1 and 3. Patience goes a long way. Faith goes a long way. Read that, bro.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 3. According as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue.
Through that knowledge of Christ, read.
Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises.
And exceeding great and precious promises, man. The things that we need, man. That kingdom that reign in that white garment, man. Unblotted, unspotted. Read.
That by these ye may be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption.
Having what?
Having escaped the corruption.
That patience worketh that perfect work. Escaping the corruption. Read.
That is in the world through lust. And beside this, giving all diligence.
Giving what?
Giving all diligence.
Diligence is just another way of having that patience, another way of having that trust, man. Read.
Add to your faith.
He say, do what?
Add to your faith.
Read.
Virtue. And to virtue, knowledge.
So adding that diligence to your faith, and that faith, virtue, and that virtue adds knowledge. Read.
And to knowledge, temperance.
Right, that knowledge, temperance, right, that calm spirit. Read.
And temperance, patience.
And what?
And temperance, patience.
So all of these things coincide with each other. All of these characteristics coincide with each other. Read.
And to patience, godliness.
And to patience works what?
Godliness.
Read.
And to godliness, brotherly kindness.
So if you aren't showing that love, if you aren't being that brother, You don't even have no faith. You don't have no knowledge. You don't have no diligence. You don't have no temperance. You have no patience, no godliness. It goes deep. Read.
And to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. For if these things be in you,
For if these characteristics be within you, read,
and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful.
he say that these characteristics make you neither barren nor unfruitful. Read.
And in knowledge, O our Lord Yahawashi.
Read.
But he that lacketh these things,
But he that lacketh patience, but he that lacketh that faith, but he that lacketh that trust, but he that lacketh that knowledge, but he that lacketh that temperance, but he that lacketh that brotherly kindness, that charity, that love, read,
is blind,
is what?
is blind,
Read.
and cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sin.
Read.
Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
He say, man, give diligence, man. Give patience. Give trust. Work these things, because if not, you will be cut off. Blind. Purged. Read.
For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
He say, if you do these things, you shall never fall. The steps of that good man are well ordered, right? Read. Verse 11.
For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi.
Man, in the end game, man, it's time, bro. It's time. It's time, brother. It's time, sister. Let your light so shine, man. What your patience like? What your trust like? What your faith like? What your life like? Is it showing these examples to be true? Or are you going to reap that vineyard of grapes? Or are you going to reap that vineyard of thorns and thistles? Let's go back. Galatians 6 and 9. We're going to end it on there.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing.
He say, let us not be weary in that well doing, man. Read.
For in due season.
For in due season, through that patience, through that trust, through that faith, it worked that perfect work in due season. Read.
We shall reap.
We shall what?
We shall reap.
You will gain that knowledge and understanding, that wisdom, and all the things that coincide with what you need to be the better version of yourself for your God, for your brother, for your sister, for your family, for your nation. Read.
If we faint not.
If we what?
If we faint not.
If we're unmoved. If we're unwavering. If we're steadfast. In due season, you will reap your reward. And on that we say shalom.
Shalom.